Hey guys, talk about looking completely inappropriate for a video. Talk about being in a completely inappropriate place for a video. Look at all sweaty with my mask on, look at that. Not a good look, but the priority for me is good content. It's content that comes from insight and comes from spirit, comes from soul, comes from getting it, right? And so that for me needs to be shared when it needs to be shared. And right now I had a little insight that I felt was good to capture in a recording so that some of you will find it helpful. And that idea is around selling, persuading. Again, I know this is not an appropriate spot for talking about sales, but it depends on your perspective, because you might think that sales and selling and being good at selling is something that gives you sustenance to stay alive, to stay afloat, to survive. And in the stark contrast of a cemetery, perhaps it's very fitting. It all depends on your frame. But anyway, little note on sales. So for any of you guys who are in the business of selling products, persuading people to invest in you, persuading people to exchange monetary value for what you do, and maybe even not, maybe just if you're in the business of negotiation and persuading. This is a really interesting thought that came to mind thanks to Steve Chandler, the coach, who gave it to me through an audiobook. It's a really a valuable lesson that I had been using that I'd forgotten about, and may serve to help you guys who are maybe it's even in dating. You're trying to persuade someone to like you. You're in the business of selling something. So that will be most of us. And the point here is the idea of pushing back against the sale. As a salesman, the last thing that's on your mind if you are new to selling, for most people, is to do what would suggest pushing the potential client away. So for example, if you're in a sales meeting, asking the question, are you really ready for this product? Perhaps it's not right for you at this moment. Maybe it's better for you to make this investment further down the line. Maybe in a few months when you're in a better place, maybe you're feeling more of a sense of commitment down the line. And if you're not totally committed to this product right now, maybe you're not totally committed to me right now, maybe this isn't right for you, maybe this isn't a good fit for you. Putting those suggestions into the ether in front of you to actually verbalize those things to your potential client, your potential customer, whether it be through spoken or even in copywriting. If you're writing a landing page for a marketing campaign, whatever it is, most of us are really busy trying to sell the benefits, trying to sell the features, trying to say and explain and push on other people how good we are, how amazing we are, all the good stories about things that have worked, all good things. But very often salespeople will forget to include and even bring up the suggestion that maybe this product isn't right for that person. Maybe it isn't right for the customer. Because what is happening is that people tend not to enjoy or want to be sold things. They don't want to have people push a product onto them. They don't want products to be pushed on them. You can feel the pushback very often from the client, the customer, the resistance from the potential date. If you're pushing your wares too much, there'll be a pushback. So people aren't easily persuaded, especially these days with heavy marketing and a lot of advertising going on. We see so many sales messages. People tend to be very quick to resist anything that looks like a sales pitch. And so consider going in the opposite direction. Maybe you can sell someone on not having your product. People are much more likely to want to at least inquire further into something that someone is pushing them against. right? Think of it for yourself. If someone was to say, I have this product, but it might not be for you. Maybe it's not the best thing for you. You'd be interested, wouldn't you? You'd be intrigued. Why is this person in ownership of this potentially interesting product or service telling me that I'm not ready for this, potentially? Telling me that I'm not in the market for this, maybe, if I'm not ready. I would want to sell them back, in a sense. There would be this, I felt it before when someone has done this to me. I have felt this innate need to sell them back, to sell them myself, to say, well, look, maybe I am ready for this. And you want to prove them wrong. Everyone wants to push things back in the other direction because it's fun, it's part of the game of life, and this is what gets us ticking. We're not easily persuaded by people who have a product, and of course they're selling themselves. They want you to have the product, but if someone is selling you against using the product, there's something interesting there, and there may be hope. I mean, that might open up a new way of looking at things, and a new potential for you if you're selling anything. I think there's some kind of a procession or funeral going on over there as we talk about sales. Selling your product, selling yourself. What if you were to push in the other direction? What if you were to suggest ways that this product wasn't for them? How might that change the dynamic of the sale? How might it change how your potential client experiences you and your product? Does it add value to the product, or does it take away from it? Think about what products you're shifting and selling. Think about how you're persuading and what's not working, what is working. And think about how you may introduce at least the idea that your client might not be ready for your product, that your client might not be a fit. Because usually people will be inclined to deepen their interest in you. They will become more attached, not less attached, when you push away, when you do anything to push back. See what that does for you. If you find yourself struggling with selling, see how you can incorporate that, the pushback, the client pushback. Sell them on why the product isn't for them, and see what happens. Hopefully that made sense, guys. Feel free to comment below, subscribe if you liked this, and see if you can look past the attire today. I don't normally wear a stupid mask on my chin, but all's good. Sending my love, sending my support. Do like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.